NFT marketplace OpenSea offers two ethical hackers a $200,000 bounty. Welcome to CryptoLink channel. If you love getting news and updates about cryptocurrency, join our community by subscribing to our channel. You can tap the bell icon to never miss our new videos. If you enjoy our channel, kindly like and share it with your friends. September 28, 2022. According to a tweet from the block, NFT marketplace OpenSea pays $200,000 bounty to two ethical hackers. Two ethical hackers who independently found critical flaws in the NFT marketplace over the past 10 days received $100,000 each in bounty payments from OpenSea. The first was given to Corbin Leo, a security professional and the chief marketing officer of the security company Zelic. He claimed that on Monday, he was paid $100,000 for having found a serious OpenSea problem through the bug bounty program HackerOne. Leo informed the block that if the significant problem hadn't been discovered, malevolent hackers may have used it to steal assets. He said that it was a weakness that their online services were subject to. It would have led an attacker to breach the system of OpenSea. Another unidentified white hat hacker going by the name of Nix notified the block that OpenSea also paid them $100,000 for identifying another serious vulnerability on September 19. Nix did not give any further information. Nix stated, "Any information pertaining to the vulnerability assessment and its contents is confidential. This flaw was reported on the HackerOne system as well." A representative for OpenSea told the block that the rewards were authentic and that the corresponding fixes for the vulnerabilities had been released. They claimed that the business was pleased to find that HackerOne's bounty program was fulfilling its objectives. The spokesperson stated, "We're happy to see the community participating in this initiative, and we're even more happy that our patch times and average response have gone significantly quicker since the program's inception in October 2021. In terms of everyday volume, OpenSea is the biggest NFT market on Ethereum. However, there have been user interface problems with the platform in the past that have cost users their valuables. To address these problems, OpenSea joined a program alongside HackerOne, an ethical hacking platform supported by crowdsourcing and created to assist businesses in identifying and resolving fundamental flaws before they can be exploited. Depending on the seriousness of the threat, OpenSea provides bounty incentives in different categories as part of the program. For example, a white hat can receive up to $1,000 for a low-tier seaport bug, while a critical one might win up to $3 million in prizes. OpenSea's bug bounty program is still active on HackerOne. On September 27, 2022, Cointelegraph tweeted, "Multiple red flags are forecasting historic volatility in US and global markets, but what does this mean for crypto investors?" At Nashit Coins explains. The financial wizard
shall not pass!
Michael J. Burry, who was featured in the film The Big Short, is renowned for foreseeing calamities. For illustration, Burry's investment fund profited billions from the year 2008 housing meltdown, and in the second quarter of 2022, he nearly completely sold his portfolio. Given that nobody appears to be able to predict if traditional markets will recover before going into a worse recession, now could be a good moment to think about cryptocurrencies investment. Here are a few instances of how seasoned investors might occasionally overlook spectacular rises. Foreseeing a global financial crisis and a third world war, Burry warned the public in May 2017. The S&P 500 instead increased 20% during the subsequent 9 months. A few years later, in December 2021, the index reached its top at a price that was over 100% above Burry's advised short start price. Burry described Tesla's price of the stock as ridiculous in December 2020 as part of his reasoning for starting his short position. Following his statement, Tesla shares rose 47% in the 35 days that followed, peaking 10 months later after quite a 105% increase overall from the ostensibly ridiculous pricing. Indicators suggest a severe recession, although the timing is unclear. The US dollar index has sharply risen versus other significant international currencies to achieve its highest possible level in 20 years, and traders shouldn't ignore this fact. This demonstrates how investors are fleeing foreign currencies, stock markets, and corporate debt in search of safety in cash holdings. Additionally, on September 22, the difference between U.S. Treasury notes with a 2-year and 10-year maturity reached a record high -0.57%. An inverted yield curve is typically seen as having increased symptoms of a recession since it occurs when short-term government bonds have greater yields than bonds with long-term. Concerningly, on September 22, the amount of overnight reverse repurchase or reverse repo agreements reached an all-time peak of $2.36 trillion, according to the U.S. Federal Reserve. A reverse repo is a transaction in which market players lend money to the Fed in return for U.S. Treasury bonds and agency-backed securities. An excessive amount of cash on investors' balance sheets is a sign that they don't trust the credit risk posed by their counterparties, which is a negative sign. Two significant issues remain after presenting the three crucial macroeconomic indicators that are at levels not seen in more than 2 decades. First, how do Bitcoin and Ethereum relate to traditional market? More significantly, what effects should investors anticipate in the event that the housing market collapses and the S&P 500 falls 20%? Regardless of whether someone chooses to pay their expenses with cryptocurrency, the US dollar has a significant impact on the cost of healthcare, food, and electricity. The majority of international commodity trade, including exports, imports, and the actual trading, is priced in US dollars. Therefore, it is likely that this value will be transformed into fiat currency at some point, even if one chooses to pay for their bills with Bitcoin. Multiple economies are affected by the USD borrowing cost. The primary lesson to be learned from the absence of a successful circular trade that only uses cryptocurrency is that everybody's life depends on how strong and expensive the US dollar is to loan. Every market is affected when investors hoard funds and interest rates rise, unless one is trapped in a cave, a self-sufficient continent, or living on a communist island. The fact is that it is hard to foresee how a future housing market crash, or a subsequent 20% stock market drop would affect Bitcoin and Ether. On one side, there is pressure from investors who are frantically trying to limit their exposure and build up a cash reserve for a potential longer than expected crypto winter. On the other side, there can be an increase in investors seeking for non-confiscatable commodities or looking for inflation insurance. That is why Michael J. Burry's narrative is important at this time, when every financial expert and pundit predicts a coming market crash or a possible plunge in house prices. For the first time ever, there is an impending worldwide recession that Bitcoin and Ether must deal with, and as of March 2020, when the COVID-19 crisis caused a panic selling, those who stayed the course were rewarded. That's it for our today's video. So, what can you say about the news? Let us know about it in the comments section down below. Thanks for tuning in to CryptoLink. We are always excited to provide you with news and updates about cryptocurrency, and if you like this video, please click the like button. See you on the next one.